So everyone, it's me, Attacker72 here, and in today's video. So today, guys, I want to be discussing the recent Fighter for Ultimates Fighters Pass Volume 2, Min Min. Now, when she was revealed as Fighter Pack 6, a lot of us were really happy and excited that Min Min was going to be our ARMS fighter, and a lot of us were happy because, one, she pretty much broke the spirit rule, and two, she is pretty much the most popular character of ARMS, and I think Sakurai and executive producer Mr. Yabuki pretty much understands about how popular she was, and this is kind of why she's in Smash. Though most of us really love Min Min and we finally get to see Min Min in Smash, some of us weren't really happy that Min Min was in Smash. And I say some because at least I think 15 or 25% pretty much didn't want Min Min for Smash, but it's because they would prefer another ARMS fighter other than Min Min. Which is understandable, but sometimes you really don't have to whine about it online, and I think that's the Smash community to me, pretty much in a nutshell, honestly. So today, guys, I just want to be discussing why Min Min was the right choice for being in Smash Ultimate, but I also want to discuss other ARMS fighter that would potentially be another good choice as a fighter, and I also want to talk about characters that wouldn't be a good choice for the ARMS fighter. So with all that out of the way, let's just get started. Now, for Min Min, it seems obvious because Sakurai did discuss it in the Min Min presentation, and it says here on the wiki is that according to the series director Masahiro Sakurai, Min Min was selected as the ARMS representative by special request of Kosuke Yabuki, the lead producer of ARMS. And he also said that Mr. Yabuki is pretty much a favorite, has a huge fan of Min Min ever since. Then just keep in mind, this was 2 years prior before her reveal in Ultimate. And that's understandable. Min Min won a tournament back then, and I think it was something to do with the ARMS popularity. And the two finalists for the ARMS was either Min Min and Ninjara. And Min Min took the place, and that gave a lot of people hope that Min Min was going to be the fighter. And Ninjara, I will talk about Ninjara later. But this is honestly understandable of why Min Min was the right choice of being in Smash Ultimate's Fighters Pass Volume 2. And now let's talk about the other ARMS characters that would have been a great choice as a fighter. Now this one could cause a lot of controversy because this I'm going to talk about first is Springman. Now Springman was announced as an assist trophy back then, and this character would really make sense as an actual fighter because one, he's pretty much the main mascot as far as we know back then, because we all thought that ARMS mascot was pretty much Springman, until Sakurai did mention in the presentation that all the characters are all protagonists. Everyone's the protagonist, pretty much his whole quote. Now, even though Springman may not be the main protagonist or the mascot, I did saw a video where pretty much that Springman, during the lineage, that Springman is known to be the fourth Springman. And he will be known as the mascot of all the ARMS legions and tournament of all time. And even though Springman is pretty much known to be the mascot in one of the comics, that really doesn't mean that he won't be a fighter. And let's be honest, guys, let's think real logically. Ever since ARMS was announced to be a fighter, why in God's name would they announce Springman as a fighter? Like, why would we take all that speculation out when it's literally just going to be Springman? Because Springman was announced as an assist trophy 2 years ago, so I really think it's kind of too late for that. Another potential fighter that would have been an actual good choice for the ARMS representative was Ribbon Girl. Now, Ribbon Girl was pretty much one of the only characters who can only double jump in the ARMS games. And even though, like I said, Springman may not be the assist trophy and everyone's the protagonist, it seems like Ribbon Girl would also be a good choice because even though she's not Min Min, she is still another ARMS character and a female representative. And seeing of how she can double jump and even though cannot kick, it still would have been understandable if Ribbon Girl was the actual ARMS fighter. Now, earlier, like I said, Ninjara was pretty much chosen as well. Sakurai did consider either Min or Ninjara, but since Mr. Yabuki requested Min got in, and Ninjara was left to be a Mii costume. Now, this would honestly be understandable. Like I said earlier, the tournament's finalists was Min and Ninjara, depending on pretty much which character is more popular. And since Min won, Ninjara pretty much placed a runner-up, and this character wouldn't also be understandable as well, since honestly Sakurai did consider it, but then pretty much didn't go for the idea. So I mean, that's kind of the whole reason why I mentioned that I will mention Ninjara later on. So this is pretty much it. Now this one I pretty much don't really have much to talk about, and that is Kid Cobra. Kid Cobra would pretty much be another good representative for Arms Fighter. I think during the trailer it was the battle between Min and Kid Cobra, and since Min and Twintail, I mean. No, Kid Cobra and Twintail, they were fighting for the envelope, but Min got it. So I kind of think that Kid Cobra was also somehow going to be a fighter, but I think Sakurai never considered it and pretty much added him as a spirit, since we didn't really see that much representatives from Arms that much, since we only got 5 Arms spirits, and the other Arms spirits were added later on Min-Min's release. Now this one would also be another understandable thing, and that is Max Brass, the commissioner of all arms. I mean, that would make sense. Like Max Brass is the commissioner. You always face him as some sort of the mini final boss of the Arms tournament, and it would really be cool to see him pretty much fight, since we only have a few heavyweight characters. Seeing him as the Arms fighter would be a unique thing, since he can pretty much buff I've seen Max Brass's gameplay, but I can't remember how he really pretty much plays. Now, I wanted Max Brass, but since Min is in, I'm not really mad. And now for the last character, Dr. Coil. Now, Dr. Coil was also another character that people considered, but it is really unknown of why she's not representative in Smash Bros. And I say that because, sure, she isn't really mentioned in one of the Arms spirits, not even as a spirit or anything at all. She's just nowhere to be found, along with a few other characters, Misango, Springtron, and Lollipop. Now, she would actually make sense. Ever since Smash Bros. Has been adding new villains in the Smash Bros. Series, such as K. Rool and Ridley, it would also be a good thing that Dr. Coil would also be the Arms fighter. Not only is she a villain in the game, but she's also another female representative for the Arms fighter, which is pretty much another thing I've been saying a lot lately. So, I've talked about all the characters that would have been potential fighters, but now let's talk about the characters that wouldn't made it at all. Now, I only want to mention a few characters of this, so Mechanica. Now, the reason why I put Mechanica in this list, because in the Arms lore, there's a thing known as a second generation, where a pretty much a character cannot pretty much uses their arms at all. Mechanica doesn't have the arms abilities, so she pretty much built herself a mecha suit that pretty much extends the arms instead of her actual arms abilities. Since the second generation pretty much never... So this would honestly make sense of why she doesn't make it in, and that goes the same for Helix. Now, even though Helix uses his arms, the whole point of Helix is that he was pretty much a accidental research plan, and he was only made just for experimental research and how this character could even do. But now let's talk about the last character that I know people are going to be mad at me because that's going to cause a lot of controversy, and pretty much this character is also popular next to Min, and that, my guys, is Twintail. Now, I get it. Twintail is a really unique character for a good reasons. One, she doesn't use her arms, she uses her hair instead, which makes her the only unique fighter of all of the Arms series. Though the thing is, though, okay, look, before I want to talk about that, let's just talk about the whole thing, about the whole Min and Twintail controversy. When Min was announced for Smash Bros., people were mad because they would have preferred Twintail instead. Because, one, that is salty, and two, when I saw Twitter, I kind of keep seeing people calling Nintendo racist because Twintel wasn't really pretty much in Smash Brothers. Now, I can't tell if that's irony because, like, okay, now look, I can't tell whether that's irony or not, and I say that because they are pretty much aren't aware that there are already characters who are pretty much representative already, such as the Villager and like Inkling, Ganondorf, I guess, and Ken, and the reason why I mentioned Ken because of Violent Ken. So, but they whine that Twintel wasn't in the game when there are already characters that are somehow already representative as the black character. Though for some reason they are fine with Min Min, who is pretty much a Chinese character who has never been represented, which has never been represented at all. They are fine with it, but yet they call Nintendo racist because Twintel's on in its game. So I can't tell whether that's a dumb excuse or just extreme irony. So, but the thing is, guys, just let's be honest. You all wanted Min Min. We all wanted Twintel because of her, like her design choice, right? And let's be honest. I kind of wanted Twintel because of how unique the character is and how unique her moveset would be. Not because of her looks, alright? Look, stop, alright? Okay? Now, in all seriousness, guys, I would really want Twintel in this game. The thing is, I wouldn't see her at all because, well, first of all, I know Smash is for good boys and girls, but she pretty much has her design covered up, so that's kind of out of the way. But the thing is, I wouldn't think she would have been a great choice since I don't think Sakurai even considered Twintel to come to Smash Bros. At all. And that's pretty much the entire thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know what you guys think. Are you happy that Min Min was the fighter? And what do you think of the other characters that would have made it as actual fighters? And are you and I can tell there's gonna be some Twintel fans like ramming at me at the comments saying that Twintel should have been the fighter or, oh, you stupid or something. Now look, I don't hate Twintel. I just don't see her being considered as a fighter instead. So, really guys, just let me know what you guys think. So leave like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Remember this, once a legend, always a legend.